Your existence right now is a carefully constructed illusion. Behind every smile, every achievement, every carefully chosen word lies a terrifying truth. You've surrendered your essence to the court of public opinion, and in this court, you will always be found guilty. Think about it. Your life's greatest decisions, your career, your relationships, even your deepest beliefs, how many of them truly belong to you? How many were silent submissions to the invisible jury that lives in your mind? The tragedy isn't that you're being judged. The tragedy is that you've become your own prosecutor. But here's where liberation begins. The moment you realize that this self-imposed prison exists only because you continue to build its walls, brick by brick, fear by fear. Your jailer has always been an illusion. The keys have always been in your hands. Of course, the truth is far more unsettling. You're not unique in your fear. You're not special in your anxiety. You're part of a grand masquerade where billions of people wake up every morning to put on masks, so convincing they've forgotten their true face. And the most disturbing part, the very system that promises to connect us is designed to keep this masquerade going. Yet herein lies your power. Once you understand that approval is merely a currency in a game you never agreed to play, you can step outside its rules. Your worth isn't determined by the warmth of others' approval, but by the fire of your own convictions. Consider the machinery of your daily existence. Every notification, every like, every fleeting moment of validation. They're all threads in a web of dependency you've been weaving since childhood. You've become so entangled that you can no longer distinguish between your authentic desires and the echoes of others' expectations. This machinery isn't random. It's a precisely calibrated system of emotional bondage. Each time you check your phone for validation, each time you adjust your behavior to avoid disapproval, you're tightening the chains of your own captivity. The most insidious part, you've been trained to mistake these chains for comfort. But here's what the architects of this system don't want you to realize. The very pain you feel when facing disapproval is proof of your potential for freedom. That discomfort you feel when expressing an unpopular opinion, it's not a warning sign to retreat. It's the sensation of your authentic self breaking through years of conditioning. Think of it as an awakening. Every time you feel the sting of disapproval, you're experiencing the birth pangs of your true self. The discomfort isn't your enemy. It's your ally in the revolution against the tyranny of others' opinions. But let's confront an even more disturbing reality. Your pursuit of authenticity might itself be inauthentic. How many times have you proclaimed your independence from others' opinions, while secretly hoping this very proclamation would earn their admiration? The snake of seeking approval is capable of swallowing its own tail. This is where most self-help philosophies fail you. They replace one form of performance with another. They tell you to be yourself, while providing a template for what that self should look like. They promise freedom while selling you a new prison with better lighting. The true path forward is far more subtle. It begins with the recognition that authenticity isn't something you achieve. It's something you uncover by removing layers of social conditioning. Like a sculptor who reveals the statue by removing excess marble, your task is not to build a new self, but to chip away at the false self you've constructed. This process requires a different kind of courage, not the loud courage of defiance, but the quiet courage of honest self-examination. The courage to sit with the uncomfortable question: if you stopped performing for others, who would you be? Here's where we face the void. Strip away the need for approval, and you might find yourself standing on the edge of an existential abyss. Without the familiar scaffolding of others' expectations, what remains? This is the moment many turn back, preferring the comfortable pain of social bondage to the terrifying freedom of self-definition. And make no mistake, this freedom is terrifying. It means accepting that some people will never understand your choices, It means walking away from relationships built on mutual performance. It means facing the possibility that your authentic self might not match the image you've spent years cultivating. But in this terror lies unprecedented opportunity. When you stop outsourcing your worth to others, you begin to discover a different kind of validation, one that comes from alignment with your own truth. This isn't about becoming impervious to others' opinions. It's about changing your relationship with those opinions. Think of it like learning to swim. At first, you flail against the water, fighting it, fearing it. But eventually you learn to work with it, to move through it with grace. The opinions of others become like water, something you move through rather than something you fight against. The hardest truth? This transformation demands more than intellectual understanding. It requires a complete rewiring of your emotional circuitry. Every instinct you've developed for social survival will fight against it. Your mind will generate countless rationalizations for maintaining the status quo. The hardest truth? This transformation demands more than intellectual understanding. It requires a complete rewiring of your emotional circuitry. Every instinct you've developed for social survival will fight against it. Your mind will generate countless rationalizations for maintaining the status quo. You'll face moments of crushing doubt, moments when the weight of social disapproval feels unbearable, moments when the lonely path of authenticity seems like a foolish choice compared to the well-worn road of conformity. But here's what makes it all worthwhile. The energy you've been spending on managing others' perceptions can finally be redirected toward genuine growth. The mental space occupied by worry about others' judgments becomes available for creativity, for passion, for purpose. This is where true power emerges, not from controlling how others see you, but from releasing the need for that control. It's a power that can't be given or taken away because it doesn't depend on external validation. The world will test your resolve. It will offer you countless opportunities to fall back into old patterns. The system is designed to punish independence, to make examples of those who dare to step outside its boundaries. Your authenticity will threaten those still committed to their masks. Some will call you selfish. Others will mistake your self-respect for arrogance. Many will try to drag you back into the game of mutual validation. These reactions are inevitable. They're the immune response of a system threatened by authentic existence. But you'll find that with each step toward authentic living, your capacity for genuine connection actually deepens. Free from the exhausting performance of people-pleasing, you can offer others something far more valuable: your true presence, your honest thoughts, your authentic energy. This is the ultimate paradox. By releasing the need to be liked by everyone, you become more genuinely likable to those who matter. By stopping the performance, you become more authentically engaging. By embracing the possibility of being disliked, you open yourself to being truly loved. The choice now lies before you. You can continue the performance, perfect the masks, and live in the comfortable prison of others' approval. Or you can begin the journey toward authentic existence, with all its terrors and treasures. Remember, the path to freedom isn't about learning new behaviors. It's about unlearning the habits of self-betrayal. It's about recognizing that the approval you seek outside yourself is a poor substitute for the self-respect you've had the power to grant yourself all along. Your liberation won't be a single moment of triumph. It will be 1,000 small choices to honor your truth over others' comfort. 1,000 moments of choosing authentic expression over safe silence. 1,000 acts of quiet courage. The world doesn't need another perfect performance. It needs your truth, your authentic voice, your unfiltered light. The time has come to stop asking for permission to be yourself. After all, the greatest gift you can offer the world isn't your ability to please others. It's your courage to be disliked for who you truly are.